Hope everyone's doing well tonight. My name is Josh Snyder, and this is Thoughtful Discussions. And I have with me tonight.
I'm Livy Ciatoli.
I'm Indigo Beloach.
And what is it you both are doing?
We are starting a cat cafe called the Black Cat Market. Basically, it's going to be half coffee shop, half cat adoption center. We're partnered with Humane Animal Rescue, so all our cats are going to be from there. And yeah, it's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. So, what are you planning on serving once you guys open up?
So we're very excited to be partnering with a lot of local businesses. So our coffee is coming from Grounds and Hounds Coffee, which is great because a portion of the proceeds goes to animal rescue of your choice.
Cool.
The espresso is going to be coming from Zeke's, and our tea is coming from Three Rivers Tea Company. And we're planning on getting our baked goods from a variety of different vendors in Pittsburgh, whether they're pop-up shops or more established.
Awesome. Can't wait. And what all has gone into the preparation? You guys were on Kickstarter. You guys became one of the favorites. Tell me about that.
Well, we were really lucky because there was a lot of support from the community.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for that. And but it has been a long road. It was a struggle to find a location.
Mm-hmm.
Not many landlords are keen on the idea of having cats.
Right.
But we finally found this wonderful storefront with Wiley Holdings in Lawrenceville. So we're really excited for that.
And where is that located?
So it's just down on Butler Street. It's 5171.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a really great spot.
Awesome. What else is around there? You might know.
Well, conveniently enough, my mom actually has a garden and gift shop right down the corner from us called City Grows.
Cool.
We're right near B52, the vegan restaurant.
Yeah.
We're right near Lawrenceville Animal Supply, so that's
Gotcha.
convenient.
Yeah.
And Pale Horse Tattoo is our next door neighbors, so we're hoping to do some cool stuff with them in the future.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where did you guys get your start, and how did this idea come about?
Well, we were sort of just sitting down and having one of those talks where it's like, okay, what are we going to do with the rest of our lives? And we decided that we work really well together. We'd been booking shows together for a while in the music scene, and we knew that we could work well together and create a good product.
Right.
And I was going to be studying abroad not too far in the future from then, and be in Taiwan and Japan, and we both love cats. So I started scoping out stuff there, and around that same time we launched the Kickstarter. So
Awesome. And how much did you raise? Like, how did you get that start, and like, what was the Kickstarter all about?
Our goal was $20,000,
Yeah.
and we were fortunate enough to get just a little over that. I think around 21,000. And my favorite thing about it is that it was all small contributions of like $5 or $10 from tons of people.
Yeah.
So that was really nice that it's, we're not like supported by these huge corporate investors or anything. It's all your regular
Super grassroots.
Yeah, super grassroots.
What advice might you have for someone that is thinking about doing a Kickstarter?
Try to find friends that do things for really cheap.
Like as gifts?
Yeah,
Okay.
gifts are just like the gifts like shirts. We had really cool merch that we made for people. Stickers.
from somebody local.
Yeah, just like little cool things that people will really appreciate getting in return. And we also did like vouchers for when we do open, you can come in and get a free drink or something like that. So it kind of is bringing more people in and, getting them interested once we actually do open.
Gotcha. Now, both your parents had businesses growing up or now or whatever. Tell me a little bit about that, whether it was, from a young age or how you saw that and how that shaped you wanting to do something for yourselves in the future.
So my mom's side of my family owned a concrete production company.
Okay.
And so from like a very early age, that was like everyone in my family, my cousins and everything, that was like our first job. Was always working, whether it was at the reception desk or doing, cleaning and stuff like that. And so being able to see my mom as the president, my aunt as the vice president, my granddad and his dad had started it, seeing how they ran this company and how much love and effort they put into it, it makes you realize how scary it can be to open a business, because there's so much wrapped into it. Absolutely. But at the same time, the passion and joy at the end of the day when you know that you've created something you're proud of.
Yeah. And how about you?
Like I said, my mom owns City Grows, which is like an urban organic garden and gift shop in Lawrenceville here.
Yeah.
And she actually just opened that about, I think, 3.5 years ago. So this is pretty recent.
Yeah.
And it was honestly just really inspiring to see her, she was a real estate agent for the longest time, and she just, started getting really tired of it, just didn't really like it. And, as an adult woman, just dropped it completely and put everything she had into this store.
Awesome.
It was awesome. And, same as Indigo said, like, I got to see firsthand how scary, how much work goes into it. But I also got a lot of experience helping her, especially with like her social media and stuff like that, because she's not exactly up on, technology stuff, but she's learning, which is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of, have helped her with the day-to-day stuff, and she's been just a really good influence on learning everything it takes to open your own business.
Right. That's huge. I mean, when you're working for yourself, there is, like you both said, it can be scary, but it's super rewarding at the end of the day. So you have to have that certain confidence level that you're willing to put in that hard work, and you have people around you that are willing to support you. That's also huge. So it sounds like you're both on the right track as far as that goes.
Hopefully, yeah.
Once you actually get in it and that you're in the trenches and you have to make decisions, and they have to be quick and they have to be the right ones, or else everything goes.
Oh yeah. That's kind of the point we're at right now. Is
it keeps happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It keeps, like, it's all the time. You have to like be quick on your feet, and but it's good. It keeps you sharp. And
yes,
you have
definitely.
You have to stay on it. How's it going to work having cats in a cafe? Are the cats going to be out everywhere, or can you bring your own cats in, or is there? Tell me a little bit about that.
So obviously we have to meet the health code. So no, the cats will not be running around. There is a cafe area in the front, and then it's separated from a cat room by a wall. And so you can get your drink or snack and or both, and then take it into the cat room. And no, you cannot bring your own cats, because we're responsible for the health of the ones that we receive from Humane Animal Rescue. So, but all the cats that are going to be there are ones that they've specifically selected for us. So they've got their shots, they're spayed or neutered, they're ready to go, and, ready for a home.
Okay. So they're all ready to be adopted. Every single cat that you're going to have there.
Yeah.
It's going to, And they can take them home that day. You'll have all the paperwork?
Yeah. So we're going to be working with Humane Animal Rescue to have the paperwork on hand. They're going to run us through their process and stuff. So, yeah, the goal is that if you come prepared and ready, knowing that you want to take this cat home, you could make it happen that day.
Awesome. And if not, you want a week or so to decide about it, you can keep coming, getting coffee, tea.
Yeah, keep coming,
and then get to know the cat, and if you like it, you can get it. That's awesome. I'm really excited for you both to be in Lawrenceville and do your thing. It's always fun to see a new business open and what's going to happen and see it grow, definitely. So tell me something about when you were either younger and either thought of how you perceived your growing up, and how that has changed what you're doing now.
It's hard to say. A lot, like I said before, like being influenced by my mom and just my parents and my family in general. you know, I don't come from like a rich family by any means. I had, you know, growing up, I had everything that I needed to survive and stuff, but seeing them, you know, take risks to do what they loved, and also, you know, within reason, be smart about it, you know, learn how to make it work for themselves. I think growing up in that environment has really helped a lot. Also just learning, you know, it's okay to express yourself however you want and, you know, pursue what you want. So yeah, I was pretty fortunate to have like a cool family that really just, you know, inspired all of this a lot. And also obviously, you know, growing up around cats, we have always adopted cats from the shelter since I was born. You know, my best friend growing up was this big fat gray cat named Smokey. Rest in peace, Smokey. But yeah, you know, just the little things, you know, from my family.
Yeah, I would say same thing, especially I think, you know, in Livy's case too, it's her mom that's this great, strong business owner, and my mom was too. So my mom always raised me with this idea that, you know, there's nothing you can't do because you're a woman. The world is going to come in and try to stop you all the time.
Right.
But you just need to not let it push you down. And so I was very, very lucky to have a mother that always pushed me to try the things I wanted to try. She put up with so much as I tried hobby after hobby to find the right one.
Right.
And you know, I think that not everyone is so lucky, and so I'm definitely grateful for that. And she taught me to not necessarily give up on things and to keep every part of everything I've learned with me.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Keep that up. Tell me something that you think makes yourself different in the way that you conduct business. It could be, you know, ethics, religion, idea, something that, you know, makes you stand out.
Well, I would say in probably both of our cases, I mean, the way that we met was through the punk scene, at music shows and stuff. And that's how we knew that we were good together, is because, you know, we were booking shows together. I mean, the first time that I really met Livy was, I noticed she was always bringing cupcakes to shows, and she would just sell them and raise money for like local charities. And I was like, who is this girl? Why is she so awesome? So I just knew I wanted to be friends with her, and she's been my best friend. And so I think that the way that we approach business can be different than other people because you know, as with the Kickstarter, we're very grassroots, and we're all about working with small businesses, local businesses, and supporting this community, supporting charities and nonprofits in this community. It's something that means the world to us. And a lot of the programming we want to do at the cafe moving forward is, you know, programming with kids, programming with organizations that are helping people in this community. We want to do work with PAR. We want to do, you know, pet therapy sessions, things like that. So I think that's something that sets us apart.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty much the same thing. Like, I've spent kind of, I'd say the last many years of my life kind of just doing what I can for the local community, local charities, people that need more than I do. And I think that, you know, even though we're taking measures obviously to stay in business, you know, and make a little money ourselves, I think we're really looking out for the local community, local customers. Like Indigo said, we're already pretty much set up with a therapist that wants to do pet therapy that focuses on people that are going through grief, domestic violence and stuff like that. So yeah, we really just want to help people. And we thought that this, and cats. Yeah, obviously. So that's
stay in business at the same time.
Yeah.
Makes the whole world go round.
Yeah, so that's kind of it. Like, we just, you know, we really want to help other people too. It's not just for us.
That's awesome. That's kind of a lot to think about. Now, you didn't have the original idea for a cat cafe. That's something that was around, but not in Pittsburgh. What made you decide that was something that you guys wanted to do?
We love cats so much.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, if we're at a party at the same time, you will find us in a corner just showing each other cat pictures. That's what we were doing over there while we were waiting for this to start. So we love cats so much, and we just constantly, we kept ending up on, at that time it was still just Animal Rescue League. We kept ending up on their website looking at their adoptable cats. That shows that we would book together. We'd be on Livy's laptop looking at these cats being like, oh my God, how can we adopt all of them?
And you found a way. You're like,
Yeah.
we could have, how much space do we?
Yeah. How many
That's how
cats
many?
could we
Okay.
give homes?
Right. That's awesome. What's a goal that you have for, like, you hoping you could get a cat adopted every 2 weeks, every month, every day? Like, obviously, you're hoping that they all just get adopted. But what do you think is a realistic goal? And we'll look back at this, a few months after you open. You can kind of decide if, like, how you're doing, take your temperature. What's that for you?
I think Indigo was actually talking to somebody that was researching cat cafes, and they said that most cats will stay there at the most for 2 weeks. So it's a pretty, quick rotation here. I mean, I would hope at the very least, like, 1 or 2 cats a week.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, don't put too much pressure on yourself when you're first starting out. Especially give it like 6 months before you can start to, like, get to that point where you're like, okay, we're not doing what we thought, but what could we do to change it? That's good to have goals, though. Definitely good there. How long have you both known each other for?
Oh, man.
I think it's like 5 years, 6 years, 5 years.
It's the summer of after my freshman year. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's been like 4 or 5
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Okay. And you met doing shows, and then you started to partner up and do shows together.
Mm-hmm.
And how can you say, like, I know you're in the partnership together building this. You're not in the trenches yet of actually doing the work every day, but you've had to partner together to get the job done to where you're at, of course. What could you say as far as what needs to be the strongest in the partnership to make it work, whether it's back in the day when you guys were doing shows or when you were, doing this now together for the Cat Cafe?
I would say, it's the same as almost any kind of relationship. Like, communication is what it comes down to. If one of us is just having a tough time, we are really good at being like, hey, I'm having a tough time. Like, if you could, do a little bit more than me for like a few days, we're on it. We're really good at kind of carrying each other through this. And also just like delegating certain tasks to each other and things like that. Yeah, just really comes down to communicating what's going on and, like, kind of at all times. We're both millennials, so we're always on our phones, like
Mostly sending cat pictures.
Yeah, mostly sending cat pictures, but also discussing ideas as they come to us, and checking up on, did you do this thing? Yeah, I did it. Did you do this? Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I would even, I would just say that I think a lot of people don't realize that for this past year, I mean, while we started the Kickstarter, I was about to start my senior year of school at Chatham, and I could not be doing this without Livy, because there was a lot going on as I was trying to graduate.
Right.
So there were many times where I was getting overwhelmed with schoolwork, and this could not have happened without Livy by my side. I think any other person I could have started with, it may not have been as successful.
Right. No, that's awesome. Great tools of advice. Communication, of course, super key. Over communicating, I even say, like, just make sure everyone knows what you're thinking, what you're doing, where you're going, and that way you could all be on the same page. But you brought up another good point of not just communicating, but delegating. And one of the best pieces of advice that I ever got was figure out what you do well, what you want to do, and do that. That was from my friend Daniel Verdugo. And figure out someone else to do whatever it is that you either don't want to do or don't do well, can't do, whatever. Some people aren't great at sales. Some people aren't great at art. Some people aren't great at whatever it might be, certain decisions, and being able to identify your strong points and say, hey, I'm really good at that. Let me take care of that. And I'm not good, being able to be humble and say, I don't know how to do that, or I don't want to do it, or whatever. That's huge to be able to have that trust and go back and forth and pick up the slack from each other. That's awesome that you're both able to do that. So what is something that you plan for the Cat Cafe? What's like a big goal that you have, or something that you're like, say like 3 years, 5 years, where you're hoping to be?
I mean, I guess I'm so focused on the short term right now because we're getting so close to the opening that I'm like, I would like to make some money and stay open. But, kind of like we mentioned before, I am most interested in, being a place that people feel comfortable just kind of coming in, talking to us, just being part of a community. Honestly, that's kind of like one of my big goals. We've met so many amazing people in the neighborhood and even just in other neighborhoods in Pittsburgh that are just so, eager to help us. And I would really like to also help, in the future, help other people kind of get it together and, maybe open their own business or, whatever they want to pursue. I kind of want to be in a good position to help that. So.
Awesome. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I would say, piggybacking off of that, we've been very lucky with how people in Pittsburgh that are other business owners have been supportive of us. We've done pop-up shops at Row House. We have been so grateful for the help of people like Joey at the Vandal and Allie at Butterwood. Obviously, Livy's mom. The other local business owners in Pittsburgh, including you, have been so helpful in aiding us so that we can open. And if we could just be open and have a way to pay them back for all of the wonderful things they've done to get us on our feet, that would be great.
That's awesome, and that's super cool that you have so many people that are supporting you for what you're doing. I think what you're doing is definitely worth that support. So, of course, why not? I've given that a lot of thought too, because that's something I love to do. Is I see someone starting a small business, I want to do what I can to see them grow, and it's almost like it's hard to repay someone that's already there. So the best thing you could do to repay them is to pass on what you get, and the little tokens of knowledge that you get. The way you learn things, you can share those experiences and pass those on. So that's just it. Just stay working with more people that are trying to start and be approachable. Just work towards that. Like that's, not that you're not, but just speaking of which, if someone has something that they, whether an idea or a product or something they want in your store, how do they reach out to you? And also, how are they going to find you? Let's say someone wants to go online or social media, website, whatever. Give me all the details.
Like I said before, we love the internet. So, not only does Black Cat Market have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, website, I think that a lot of people also just kind of know who we are. Yeah. Not to like toot my own horn, but I just know a lot of people in a lot of different communities. So some people will just like reach out directly to me about like events they want to have there or something like that, or anything they want to help with. Oh, cool. We already have like a lot of artists lined up that, want to display their work, and we have like this beautiful big white wall. I can't wait. And I think, we're kind of like, I don't want to say social butterflies because like I have social anxiety, but, people like to talk to me on the internet. So. Yeah,
I would say don't be afraid to reach out. We have so many ways that you can reach out to us, and we're always interested in partnerships. We just got this email recently from a Girl Scout troop, and it's like been in my family for generations, and I love the Girl Scouts, and they were like, could we partner in some way? And I was like, I even know that there's a badge that I can help you with, so yes. So more Girl Scout troops, come on. You know, we're just eager to partner with anyone that's interested. You know, we just want it to be a very open, safe space for people to be who they are and feel that they can connect with us.
Awesome. So last few questions. What do you think makes Pittsburgh different? Obviously, we have like that work ethic where it's, you know, hardworking, blue collar, and that's still carried on even 100 years later after the steel mills have closed. What do you think makes Pittsburgh different, and how do you think that Pittsburgh is going to react to your new business?
I think Pittsburgh's different because of all the unique like neighborhoods we have and everything. I just think about it all the time. You know, right now I deliver food to make money while this is going. And so I'm in like every neighborhood, and it's amazing how they're all so unique and have their different attributes and everything. And I think specifically us being in Lawrenceville and the East End is really important. You know, there's so many, you know, people that love pets and love animals, and there's a big, you know, push for like the vegan community and everything, which we want to focus on as well. You know, Pittsburgh has a bunch of weirdos, and we're weirdos, and we're opening a kind of a weird place, so I think we just kind of fit in.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, going back to the Kickstarter and how many small donations we had, I think that Pittsburgh is the kind of place that's unique because there's so much community here. There is, you know, there were people that I went to high school with and teachers that I had in high school that were sharing our Kickstarter. You know, people that I knew from college, people that I knew from the music scene and things like that. There were so many people that were eager to support us and help any way that they could. And I've heard from a lot of people that are, you know, not native to Pittsburgh or are based in another city that say that it's just not that way in other cities. You know, it's not like somebody's just, you're going to put a post out and say like, hey, could somebody like help me move some furniture? And like, you know, nobody will answer. But in Pittsburgh, you'll get 40 people and you'll be like, I think I just needed 2.
Yeah, that's, you know, like you said, like we almost have like too many people wanting to help us in a way. Yeah. It's like I want to find something for them to do, and it's just like we don't have anything for you to do right now, but like thank you so much. Yeah, it's just like, you know, there's so many friendly, just like caring, compassionate people in this city that will help anybody with anything. So I think it's really special.
Awesome. Well, definitely check out the Black Cat Market Cat Cafe, and you could go adopt a cat or just go hang out and look at them, and you could sit and drink your coffee or tea with them, right? And until then, thanks for watching Thoughtful Discussions. Hope you have a great night.
Thanks.